Once upon a time in the peaceful village of Bonamali, where green fields swayed in the wind and the sky was filled with birdsong, there lived a baby named Rahi, a chubby little boy with twinkling eyes and a smile as warm as the sun. Every morning, Rahi sat under the neem tree in his courtyard. It was a large tree with thick branches that offered shade and whispered secrets to the wind. On a soft quilt, his mother would place a small bowl of puffed rice beside him, and that's when the magic began. One little sparrow with a tiny white patch on its head hopped closer each day. At first, it was just a quick peek and a chirp. Then it came closer, pecking at the puffed rice. Soon it was hopping on the quilt beside Rahi, taking food from his tiny hands. Rahi named him Tiklu. For weeks, this continued. Every morning Tiklu and Rahi became friends. The baby would giggle when Tiklu landed on his shoulder or tickled his nose with his beak. He'd coo and make funny faces, and Tiklu would chirp and flutter around him. Then one day, another bird joined them. At first, Rahi thought it was just a bigger version of Tiklu, but as it grew bolder, he saw that it had a yellow beak and bright red feathers on its wings. "Look, Tiklu, a new friend," Rahi exclaimed, and Tiklu chirped back as if saying hello. More birds came, some small and some big, some with colorful patches on their heads or beaks, and some with feathers like polished jewels. They pecked at the puffed rice, played with Rahi, and sang sweet songs to him. Rahi was overjoyed. He loved the birds. They made him laugh and feel happy, and he loved to watch them soar through the sky. They were free and wild, yet they chose to come back to him. As the days turned into weeks, something beautiful happened. Rahi started understanding their language, or maybe it was the birds learning his. Whenever a bird landed on his hand, he knew which branch it came from and how many siblings it had. When they flew away, he knew where they were going and when they'd be back. The villagers noticed Rahi's bond with the birds and smiled. They called him Paki Bandhu, the bird's best friend. Every afternoon, as the sun painted the sky orange, Rahi and his bird friends sat under the neem tree. They sat quietly, no words, just love, silence and trust. Sometimes a bird would hop onto Rahi's lap and preen its feathers. Other times they'd flap their wings gently, making a soft whooshing sound. Rahi would lie on his stomach, watching them with wide eyes, his face illuminated by the setting sun. One day, a new family moved into the village. They had a son about Rahi's age. The little boy Rohan saw Rahi playing with the birds and ran over, wanting to join in. At first, Rahi was hesitant. Would the birds accept Rohan? Would he become their friend too? Rahi looked at Rohan, then at the birds, and then back at Rohan. He took a deep breath and smiled. He knew what his friends would say. They'd chirp and flutter around Rohan, welcoming him as one of their own, because they didn't understand words, but they understood kindness. They understood the love that shone in Rohan's eyes, the same way they understood it in Rahi's. And so, under the neem tree, 3 children became 4, and the birds, they just kept coming back. Because, in the end, it wasn't about the words we say, but the feelings we share. It wasn't about the branches we perch on, but the songs we sing. It wasn't about the food we eat, but the company we keep. It's about the silent language of friendship, a language the birds and the children of Bonamali understood perfectly.